Well, he was the country cop we welcomed into our homes every week for more than a decade, and tonight we pay tribute to Sergeant Frank Gilroy.
Aged 94, Brian Wenzel, who played the Sarge, has died, reviving memories of an Aussie classic. Tony Jones reports.
The soundtrack is unmistakable. The cast, household favourites.
Vernon, you don't think I'd be involved in anything underhand?
A country practice ran for 13 years, the curtain finally coming down in 1994. And like any country town, there was the pub.
Where's Frank? He's gone to get Cookie. They ought to be here.
And the local cop.
Hey, Francis.
Forget it, mate. Forget it. He's got cotton wool stuck in his ears.
What was that?
Have you got a bit of a hearing problem today, Frank?
Hey?
Frank Gilroy was a grouchy but lovable sergeant who played by the book, keeping Wandon Valley safe and on the straight and narrow.
It happened in your shed. Now, it takes a big man to do that to a kid, a real big man. I wouldn't plan on going anywhere if I were you.
Sergeant Gilroy was played by Brian Wenzel, who first hit our screens in the 1960s when he played a baddie on Division 4 and a baddie on Homicide.
I don't need any proof. I know what's going on around here.
Wenzel was born in Adelaide.
I'm Brian Wenzel. You know, I love coming home to Adelaide because...
Living and working in Melbourne and Sydney also. Sergeant Gilroy's passing has produced something of a heavenly reunion. Shirl, Cookie and Esme are among the cast members to have died. And while it's been 31 years since Frank patrolled Wandon Valley, he'll remain one of our favourite cops.
You're my wife. Besides, you're the best dancer in Wandon Valley.
Well, that's very sweet of you, darling.
Tony Jones, 9 News.
And that is a lovely tribute, Tony.
Well, it was a favourite in our household, I can tell you.
Absolutely.
He was a great actor. Fatso the Wombat was pretty good too, I might add. He was one of the favourites.
He's also up there.
Yeah, well, there was a few of them, I think. But anyway.
The actor most famous for playing Australia's favourite country cop in a country practice has died. Brian Wenzel was the lovable Sergeant Frank Gilroy in the 80s and 90s, the highlight of a 70-year acting career.
For more than a decade, Frank Gilroy kept the peace in Wandon Valley.
I'll try and figure out something.
An easy job made effortless by a gifted actor.
Yeah, it is sad news because it is the passing of a legend.
His greatest role, though, was as a husband of almost 70 years. Wife Linda left heartbroken today.
He always wanted to live because he said he was going to live to, it was at least 100.
The speed limit is 100, even less for P-platers.
He was the star of what was then Australia's longest-running TV drama at a time when millions tuned in every week.
Doesn't she look fabulous?
Not bad at all.
He was generous and gracious and happy to be upstaged by Fatso the Wombat.
Look, he was never bitten by the wombat.
His career began on stage as a teenage comic decades earlier, but the burning lights of TV is where fame found him.
He did what he wanted to do. He wanted to act, and that's what he did.
1991 saw him pocket a Logie when the industry recognised what the audience had always known. There's no faking talent and warmth.
He had a heart as big as a whale, had a terrific sense of humour, and was a damn good bloke.
Brian Wenzel was 94. Tom Saker, 7 News.